As I cannot get the me reading the book, I'll just do the audio. I'm going to be reading The Hobbit today. In a hole in the ground lived a hobbit, not a nasty, dirty, wet hole filled with the ends of worms and an oozy smell, nor yet a dry, bare, sandy hole with nothing in it to sit on or to eat. It was a hobbit hole. That means comfort. It had a perfectly round door like a porthole, painted green with a shiny yellow brass knob in the exact middle. The door opened onto a tube-shaped hall like a tunnel. A very comfortable tunnel without smoke, with panelled walls and floors tiled and carpeted, provided with polished chairs and lots of pegs for hats and coats. The hobbit was fond of visitors. The tunnel wound on and on and on, going fairly but not quite straight into the side of the hill. The hill, as all the people for many miles called it, and many little round doors opened out of it. First on the side, then on another, then on another. No going upstairs for the hobbit. Bedrooms, bathrooms, cellars and pantries, lots of these wardrobes. He had a whole room devoted to clothes. I'm not good at reading. Kitchens, dining rooms, all were on the same floor, and indeed on the same passage. The best rooms left at the left-hand side, going in, for these were the only ones to have windows, deep-set round windows looking over his garden, and the meadows beyond, sloping down to the river. This hobbit was a very well-to-do hobbit. His name was Baggins. The Baggins had lived in the neighbourhood of the hill for a time out of mind. The people considered them very respectful, not only because most of them were rich, but also because they had never had any adventures or did anything unexpected. You could tell what a Baggins would say on any question without the bother of asking him. This is the story of how a Baggins had an adventure and found himself doing and saying things altogether unexpected. He may have lost the neighbours' respect, but he gained, well, you see whether he gained anything in the end. The mother of the particular hobbit. What is a hobbit? The mother of the particular hobbit. What is a hobbit? I suppose hobbits need some description nowadays, since they have become rare and shy of the big people, as they call us. They are, or were, little people, about half of our height and smaller than the bearded dwarfs. Hobbits have no beards. There is little to no magic about them, except the everyday sort which helps them to disappear quietly and quickly when large stupid folk like you and me come blundered along, making a noise like elephants which they can hear a mile off. They're inclined to be fat in the stomach. They're dressed in bright colours, chiefly green and yellow, wear no shoes, because their feet grow natural leathery soles and thick warm brown hair like the stuff on their heads, which is curly, and have long clever brown fingers, good-natured faces, and have deep fruity laughs, especially after dinner, which they have twice a day, when they can get it. Now you know enough to go on with it. As I was saying, the mother of this hobbit, Bilbo Baggins, was the famous Belladonna Took, one of the three remarkable daughters of the old Took, the head of the hobbits who lived across the water, the small river that ran at the foot. Well, I'm not seeing how many pages left this paragraph. Chapter, sorry. I don't think I'll be reading this chapter because the chapters in the book are quite long. I don't have how much to. I'll read 2 more pages. Belladonna Took. Long ago, one of the Took ancestors must have taken a fairy wife. That was, of course, absurd, but certainly there was still something not entirely hobbit-like about them. Once in a while, members of the Took clan would go and have adventures. They discreetly disappeared, and the family hushed it up. But in fact, the fact remained that the Tooks were not as respectable as the Bagginses, though they were undoubtedly richer. Not that Belladonna took harding adventures after she became Miss Bungo Baggins. Bungo, that was Bilbo's father, built the most luxury hobbit hole for her, and partly with her money. He was found either under the hill, or over the hill, or across the water, and there they remained to the end of their days. And that's the end of what we'll be reading.